I can still hear the river, that endless roar beneath the bridge, the wind cutting through the silence, and the sound of his voice, calm, almost too calm. It was an ordinary afternoon, the kind where you expect nothing to happen, where life is just background noise. We were walking along the old railway bridge, the one we used to sneak onto when we were kids. Back then, it was our place. We'd sit with our legs hanging over the edge, daring each other to spit into the water below, laughing at how far the droplets fell before they disappeared. But this time was different. Daniel had been quiet lately. Not just quiet, distant. He would stare at things for too long, let conversations die in the middle, and sometimes he'd smile in a way that didn't match his eyes. I noticed. They noticed everything. But I told myself it was nothing. People get tired, they get stressed, they get quiet. It's normal, right? We walked that afternoon without saying much. The sun was setting, painting the sky in those bleeding orange and purple streaks that make the world look unreal. The air smelled like rust and water. When we reached the middle of the bridge, he stopped. And then he looked at me. "Do you ever think about how easy it would be?" he asked. I frowned. Easy for what? He tilted his head toward the river. To just let go. Jump. No more noise. No more weight. The words felt like ice in my chest. I laughed nervously, because that's what you do when you're scared and don't know what to say. Dude, don't joke like that. But he didn't laugh. He smiled, just barely, and turned to face the water. The wind was stronger up there. It tugged at our clothes, pushed against our bodies like invisible hands. "I'm serious," he said softly. "It wouldn't even take a second." I stepped closer. "Daniel, what's going on? If this is about..." And then he climbed onto the rail. I froze. I swear, every muscle in my body locked up. My brain was screaming at me to move, to grab him, to do something. But I just couldn't. He stood there, his arms slightly out, the wind playing with his hair. He looked peaceful in a way I hadn't seen in years. "Daniel, please." He turned his head toward me, and he smiled. "Goodbye." It happened in less than a heartbeat. He leaned forward, and the air swallowed him. One moment, he was there. The next, he was gone. Just a shape falling, disappearing into the dark water below. The splash was louder than I thought it would be. Then the river's roar filled the silence. I stood there, staring at the spot where he had been. My hands shook, my throat closed. I didn't run to the edge. I didn't call for help. I didn't even scream. I did nothing. I don't know how long I stood there before my legs finally moved. By the time I reached the side and looked down, the water was calm again, like it had swallowed him whole and erased all proof he was ever there. There were no bubbles, no movement, just the river pretending nothing had happened. I could have jumped in. I could have called someone right then. I could have something. But instead, I turned and walked away. My steps felt heavy, unreal, like I wasn't even inside my own body. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't sleep for weeks after. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw him standing on that rail, the wind in his hair, that strange, peaceful smile. And the worst part, I replay it over and over, Not just the fall, but the moments before. The times I could have asked him what was wrong. The times I could have stayed longer, listened harder, said something, anything, to keep him from reaching that point. I tell myself maybe nothing I said or did would have stopped him. But deep down, I know that's a lie. I cling to so I don't drown in the truth. Because the truth is, I let my best friend die, and I did nothing. Days turned into weeks. People asked about him. I lied. I told them I didn't know where he'd gone, that maybe he'd taken off somewhere. No one suspected me of knowing the truth. I kept it locked inside because I didn't know how to explain it, how to admit that I'd watched him slip away and just watched. The guilt is like a shadow. It's always there, following me, stretching long and dark across everything I do. Sometimes I think I see him on a crowded street, in a passing car, in the reflection of a store window. My heart jumps before my brain catches up. It's never him. It never will be. I stopped going to the bridge. I can't even look at it without feeling my stomach twist. But I still hear the river. In my dreams, it's always there, roaring beneath me, waiting. There's a part of me that wonders if one day I'll go back, not to relive it, but to understand it, to stand where he stood, feel what he felt, see what he saw in those last seconds. Maybe then I'll know why he did it. Or maybe I already know. Maybe he was tired of carrying something I couldn't see. And maybe I was too blind or too afraid to reach out and take some of the weight from him. If you've never watched someone you love slip away like that, I hope you never do. Because it doesn't just take them, it takes a piece of you too. A piece you never get back. I've learned something since that day, though. It came far too late. Silence is dangerous. The quiet ones, the ones who seem fine, the ones who make dark jokes and then change the subject, they might be screaming inside. And sometimes, all it takes is one moment, one conversation, one hand reaching out to keep them from stepping over the edge. I didn't reach out. I didn't save him. And now, every time I hear the river, I hear his voice too. Calm, peaceful, saying goodbye. This isn't grief. It's guilt. The kind that keeps replaying every moment. I could have changed, but didn't.
If you've been through something like this, first know this: your guilt does not mean you're guilty. When something traumatic happens, your brain often freezes. It's a survival response, not a choice. Many people think, if I had done this or that, they'd still be here. But you can't rewrite the past, and living inside that what if will destroy you from the inside. That doesn't mean ignoring it, it means facing it. Talk to someone, a therapist, a crisis counselor, or even a trusted friend. Speaking the truth aloud takes away some of its power. Silence lets guilt rot you from within. Learn about trauma's freeze response. In moments of extreme stress, your body can shut down your ability to act. It's not weakness, it's biology. Let yourself grieve. Don't rush to be okay or move on. The pain will soften over time if you allow yourself to feel it. Turn the guilt into action. Use your story to help someone else. Share your experience. Learn how to recognize the signs of distress in others. Remember, you're still here for a reason. Surviving means you carry their memory forward. That's not a curse, it's an honor. And one more thing, do the good things you both had promised to do. Visit the places you said you'd see together. Taste the dreams you planned on chasing. Live the moments you never got to share. Because every time you do, a part of them gets to live again through you. And that's how you turn pain into something they'd be proud of. Your support keeps these stories alive. If this helped you, please subscribe to the channel.